What's up, everybody? I'm back with another story video, and today is going to be something I wanted that I probably end up talking about on an episode of the Trolling and Trolling podcast. But I wanted to tell it here on the channel because it's a funny story to tell, and it's pretty gross. So just know that coming in, it's not a very pleasant story by any means. But it is the time that I did the one ship challenge. And if you don't believe me, let me show you physical evidence that I did it. Right there. That's physical evidence that I did the one ship challenge. There are a couple of shorts on the channel talk of me when I actually ate the chip and my reaction like a minute after eating it. But that barely scratches the surface of the pain and the agony and also the comedic effect of what I went through with this chip. And there's like 3 different recording perspectives. I don't think I'll ever upload the raw footage of how that happened because it was just so weird. It was just really, really stupid. But yeah, if you don't know what the one chip challenge is, it's basically what it does is it takes one tortilla chip and you eat it, and you have to eat the whole thing, and you have to see how long you can last. And as you see right here, this is the 2022 version, and it had ghost pepper and Carolina Reaper. It's hard to read. Ghost pepper, it's called Reaper, Carolina Reaper, and scorpion pepper. We're talking about the chip. And look at it, the box is shaped like a coffin and whatnot. And it comes with what to expect. I mean, you got warnings. You have warnings and skulls and like Face the Reaper and like this brochure with all the stuff in it, all over. And look at this. It's got the like you get this, and there's so many things that like here we go. So. What is here? So let's read this. Rules for the challenge: you got to eat the entire chip. Wait as long as possible for what's called relief. Now I'm not a big spicy foods guy. I like mildly spicy foods, but if I'm going to like them, they have to have more of a flavor or be a reason to exist other than just being hot. They have to have flavor. They gotta have taste. They gotta actually taste good. This does not. This is meant to be just hot. So how did I get wrapped into this sort of thing? Well, it was Halloween night 2022, and we were planning on hanging out. We were gonna go to B-Dubs, and I was going to wear my costume, and my Voodoo Grim costume, into B-Dubs. There's shorts on this channel of the Voodoo Grim costume. And we were going to go to B-Dubs and use some coupons that we got for buy one, get one free wings. And we were going to eat the wings and have a good time. Then we're going to go back to somebody's house and hang out. Lucas's house, to be specific. And Noah texted me before, I think it was the day of, on Halloween, in the morning, he texted me, "I have a gift for you." And I'm thinking, what could this be? Because when Noah gives you a gift, right? When he says he has a gift for you, it's always going to be something interesting. It's always going to be something memorable. It's not always going to be something to make you happy, but it's going to be something that makes him happy and other people happy. It's either going to be for funny content or it's going to be actually something good that he actually genuinely wanted to get you, or it's going to be for funny content. That's what it's going to be. But he didn't tell me what it is. He didn't tell anybody what it was. We hang out on Halloween, and while we're at B-Dubs eating these wings, we got like Nashville Hot and like a Zing one and whatever. We got a bunch of different sauces, and he's like, "Oh shit, I forgot the box." We had to drive after fucking around on campus for a while with my Voodoo Grim costume and going to the bathroom and whatever. So then we had to drive back to Noah's house to get what I now know is this box, this very box. This was the thing, and then we have to go to Lucas' house. And finally, after talking with his family for a little bit, and then we finally descend into the basement, and he rips out the box. And I never heard of the one chip challenge prior to this. I didn't never knew it existed or whatnot. But I got explained to it, and the longer it went on, the more nervous I got, because I know I don't always do well with spicy food, which we'll get into a little bit later on. So he opens the box and he pulls out the chip. The chip is wrapped. It's wrapped in. It's like packaged. It's one singular packaged tortilla chip. And if you have never done the one chip challenge or never seen anybody do the one chip challenge, don't even know what this is, then you will not know how disgusting this chip looks. It looked like it was black, and it was like charcoal, and it is coated like this thick level of Reaper and ghost pepper or scorpion pepper, like spicy stuff, and it is coated in it, like absolutely coated. It looks disgusting. My stomach, I'm like freaking out, not necessarily because how, like, it's a packaged chip. It's not even like a bag. It doesn't have an expiration date. I don't know how long this has been sitting there. I think I'm gonna die. The longer we just went on, like, I was super nervous to finally try this thing. And as you see in the short, I finally did eat it. Lucas hand fed it to me because, I have a tendency when my eyes start to water or something, I have a tendency to rub them, touch them with my eyes. When you touch something spicy, that's a big no-no. So to avoid that, Lucas, who wears glasses, we had Lucas feed it to me, who wears glasses, and he went and washed his hands. And I'm eating this thing. So then I eat it, and I eat this thing. I don't think anything in my life has been more accurate to its taste alongside its look. Like, this thing looked exactly like it tasted. Dry, full of powder, very, like, charcoaly, awful. Absolutely awful taste. And the heat didn't set in right away. But the reason why I couldn't get it down, like, it took me almost a whole ass minute, like, not a minute, like maybe 30 seconds to swallow this thing, which is a long time for me. The reason why I couldn't swallow it is not because it was hot, but because it tasted so bad, and I knew it was going to be really hard to get this thing down. But I did. I eventually got it down, and you're supposed to swallow the whole thing, and that's when you have to wait an hour. You have to wait an hour if you want to be considered, like, legendary. A minute is like wuss, 2 minutes, and there's like 15, and then an hour. So I'm just sitting there, I've got one camera. I'm looking at one camera. There's another camera to my left, another camera to my right, and I'm just sitting there. It's like I can feel the heat, but it's not too hot. And then Lucas comes back out from the bathroom after washing his hands, and he's looking at me, and he's creeping into me, and he's like, "Are you all right? All right?" And then it hit. The spiciness hit. This thing, holy crap, was so spicy. It was incredible how spicy this thing was. And all I can do, I can't even close my mouth. I'm like this. I'm like running around. My mouth is like wide open, and I'm like this. I'm like that. I'm just wide open. And I'm running around. My half of my Voodoo Grim costume is still on, and I'm running around like a batshit crazy animal, and screaming at the top of my lungs while Lucas's family is just upstairs, just chatting, and I'm screaming bloody murder down here because of the chip in my mouth. And everybody else is laughing, but I'm not even paying attention to them because of how in pain I was. And you could see it in the short. My mouth looked like it was like full of dark blue ectoplasm. And it says on the box. It says on the box right here, turned your tongue blue. Like, it says it right there. Like, it says that it's going to turn your tongue blue. And like, I knew it was going to turn my tongue blue, but it turned my whole mouth blue. It turned my lips blue. This powder stuck everywhere. Which I would learn mouth was not the only place that's going to do that. Now, I heard people say in other stories I've watched about this that, or listened to, I guess I say watch stories, listen to stories, that the heat lasts for about 15 minutes, and if you can last 15 minutes, then you're okay. Like, it's going to go away after that, regardless if you get relief or not. I couldn't last 15 minutes. I couldn't. I was in excruciating pain. I was sweating bullets, crying, not just like shedding tears, crying out of my eyes, screaming in pain. My mouth is wide open. It's all blue. I'm running around like a batshit crazy animal. There's children upstairs thinking probably what the hell is going on in the basement. There's people that actually came down to watch me do this, and I couldn't take it. 2 minutes in, I cry for relief. 2 minutes after swallowing the chip, I cry for relief. And so Lucas gets me a glass of water. And, people say, water is not the greatest relief for spiciness. But I'm like, it works sometimes. It works pretty good for, like, when I eat spicy salsa or, like, hot chips or whatever. So I'll drink, Nope. If you ever do this, do not drink water. Do not. It is not good. No, do not drink water. The water amplified it about 4 times more. I went from, I can't even describe how in pain I was after drinking the water. And so then I'm like, I need milk. I knew milk was the number one reliever for spiciness, but I hate milk. I hate milk with a burning passion. I think I've talked about that in a video before. I hate milk with a burning passion, and I did not want to go to milk, but I knew milk was going to be the only thing that was going to stop me from literally slapping my head into a wall and trying to just die. I knew that milk was the only thing that was going to stop that. So Lucas gets milk, and listen, like I said, I hate milk. I hate milk. I chugged 2 glasses of milk in about 30 seconds. Oh my goodness. And they say milk is like the real reliever here. They're not lying. Milk is the perfect antidote to spiciness. It went away immediately. Milk has never tasted so good, and it will never taste that good again. But maybe it wasn't a good idea to chug 2 glasses of it in 20 seconds, 30 seconds or whatnot. Because we'll get to that a little bit later, why I think that was a problem. But it helped. It didn't help like the full time. Like I would chug it, and then it would be gone for like maybe 15, 20 seconds, and then it would come back. Like it would go away completely, and then it would come back. And then, so I drank another glass, it went away. And then it like started to subside after that. After that, it finally started to go away slightly. Like it started to get like where I wasn't like begging for relief, like begging for mercy, that kind of thing. It was awful. So then we're done. We stopped recording and stuff, and I was trying my best not to throw up during this whole time as well. I wanted to try and throw it up and see if that was going to do anything. I couldn't bear myself to throw up at a friend's house. If it was at my house, my own house, like here, I probably would have, but I didn't. But now that the peak is gone, I'm just trying to wait it out. Just trying to get it all done. They go sit down and play video games, and then the pain was leaving here, okay, but it was going down to here. All right, it's going down to my stomach. Okay, this is part 2. All right, part 2, the stomach. It gets down to my stomach, and I don't know if it was the combination of the fact that I ate a bunch of carrot tip B-dubs, which I don't usually do, all the wings that were in my stomach. Maybe it was the combination of the 2 glasses of milk plus the chip, and now also all the candy bars that I was eating. Because fun fact, chocolate also is a really good antidote for spiciness. I guess it's more of like the dairy being like the driving force that stops it, not just like milk itself, but like dairy. So anything like dairy, like chocolate, cheese, milk, that kind of thing. I'm thinking that's probably what stops the spice. I don't know if it's because I don't know why, but it is. But chocolate did really good too. It helped my lips not burn, so that I could actually close my mouth. It helped my tongue, and it helped my lip, my back of my mouth, and whatever. So that was good. I was. So I mean, and I feel bad for Lucas's siblings because they got all this candy, and now I'm just absolutely swallowing, inhaling Hershey's and Mr. Good bars like it's nobody's business, just to stop my mouth from being on fire. So I'm sorry about that, guys. But probably the combination of all the foods that I now put into my system over the last few hours were not settling well with my stomach. And my stomach's a very strong stomach. Okay, this bad boy is a very, very strong industrial machine. It can process a lot of foods, and it can process them very well. But even for that, it was not gonna be. Just not gonna be. Wow, where to even begin? I wanted to throw up, but I couldn't. I knew it was gonna come out the back end, whether I wanted it to or not. So eventually I have to say, all right, calling it, going home. Like I had to drive people home. I'm like, I'm not doing this. I'm just gonna let's get out of here before quite literally shit really hits the fan. If you know what I'm saying. So eventually we leave, and I bring everybody home, and I really have to go to the bathroom now. I eventually get everybody home, and I get out of the car, and I get home, and I go into the house, and I really have to go to the bathroom. I get changed out of my Voodoo Grim costume so I can finally go to the bathroom, and then I realize I lost the mask and the gloves in my car. I were out in the yard, so I have to search for 10 minutes. I'm out there searching for those. Finally find them both in the most obscure location in my car because they love to just disappear whenever they want. And then I finally can go to the bathroom. This is where I thought it was going to end. The chip was leaving my system. The spiciness, the dairy, the chocolate, the carrots, the wings, they're all leaving my system. Boy, was I wrong. Because I would not be telling this story if it ended when I went to the bathroom. It's what happened afterwards that makes this the story that it is. Where the powder? Okay, so the powder on the chip. Let's see how strong it is, because I think the discomfort in my because now that was when I was thinking it was all the dairy and the chocolate and stuff in my system, but I think it was also because the powder, there was so much powder, it was so sticky, it was sticking to my mouth, sticking to my lips, sticking to my tongue, but it was sticking to the inside of my stomach too, and causing the spiciness in there, which I think caused some discomfort. So now it's gone through my system, and now it's coming out the backside. The powder stuck to the inside of my anus. Okay? And on my butt. So now, my butt is on fire. I have eaten a lot of spicy food in my life, but never has it been that bad. Never has it been that bad. I'm thinking, please, for the love of God, end this. And like, whew, man, was it bad. And then the only way I could think possible to possibly relieve the pain was the thing that probably amplified it in the first place, which was water. So I got to take a shower, and it actually did soothe my pain for the night. And I was able to sleep good as much as I could. Because, I mean, this whole time I'm still nauseous. My stomach is still hurting. My mouth is still partially on fire. Like, every part of my body, every section of my body is now in pain. But if somehow I'll go to sleep and I wake up the next morning, my mouth is cleared out, my stomach feels a lot better. And so I'm thinking, all right, you slept it off. So we're all good. Go to school today. Everything will be fine. I had one class. Just make it through the one class. You're good. Before I go, I had to go to the bathroom again. And the pain that I had experienced the night before in the bathroom came back. It was still in me. It came back. This time, though, I didn't have the time or the will to relieve it with a shower. So my ass is on fire, and I have to go to school. And it's not just like a tickling, burning sensation. It is on fire so much that I couldn't walk correctly. I am literally waddling because I don't want the powder to rub up against my butt. Like the powder's on my butt to rub up against each other. I don't want any more fire being ignited here. And I couldn't even drive. I sit down in my car, my butt hurts so bad. I brake, I hit the gas, I turn, I move positions at all. It's just on fire. Super high burning sensation. That was one of the worst and most painful experiences in my life. And really sealed the deal on how extreme this chip is. Eventually the spiciness wore off about halfway through the day. By the time I got back to my car, I was all better. And it was like a gradual decrease from there. It wasn't nearly as extreme ever again. But yeah. Whew. And now, well, it's been about a month since I've done it now, but at the time I'm recording this, but when this goes up, probably be more than that. Man. What an experience that was. So for anybody out there who is thinking of doing the one chip challenge, may I advise you to not do so. Because it is awful. Even the box is shaped like a coffin. Why would you do that? Don't. If you already have, fellow warrior salutes you. But if you haven't, please don't. It's not worth it. It's not. Like, here's the thing, right? If your friends buy it for you, then maybe. If you're paid to do this, $20 minimum. And it has to be recorded. But I wouldn't recommend it. There's a lot of things I'd recommend in this world that I've done. Go to Kings Island. Go to Dayton, Ohio. Buy this. Eat the gangbang. Probably not. I don't know what else. But don't do the one chip challenge. Just don't. Please. For the love of God, I am begging you, don't do it. But, yeah. That was the time that I was dragged in to do something stupid. Not the first, and it's certainly not the last. Good day, warriors.